So we've got Yesnaby Division 2. So we've got the Warners Bay Goonies 172 against the Yorkshire Friends 216. Arcadia Red Wolves 212 against the Darlington Rams 124. Newcastle Masters 184 against EK Coats 163. Leeds Lepers now 0-11, 135 against 191 for the New Mexico Chupacabras. Ancoats Citizens 173 against the Sorens Flyers 227. Solihull Sharks 219 against the Waternorton Warriors 175. So that one's put the Soren Flyers up to the top, 8-3. Ancoats Citizens 8-3. EK Colts and Bars Masters 7-4. And look, you've got 3 teams at 6-5. Finns, the Warriors, and the Rams.
Right.
You've got 2 at 5-6, the Goonies and the Sharks. Then you've got the Ancoats Citizens, your Chupacabras at 4-7. Not really out, but they probably are. And then you've got the Leeds Leopards.
1-11. Well, will we get a first ever O is a big question, isn't it? Can they find a win? With 135 points, it's not looking likely. I get the feeling that the white flag has been flown. However, it's all about, and you see it happening all the time as well. That the team that's away down at the bottom with no wins, 1-1 in the season, it doesn't mean that they're going to bomb out the playoffs. All it takes is a couple of players to have massive weeks in week 15, and they get through that week, then they win the next week, and they're still in the second division. So there's still a lot to play for Leeds Leopards, even at 11. Obviously, I would be wanting rid of the O. I would be playing my wee heart out trying to get rid of that O before the end of the season. But if not, certainly the playoffs is a lot to play for. Looks like Martin's flying.
He's still got Garrett Wilson on his team.
And he's Soren Flyers. That's tying it up with Ancoats Citizens and indeed getting ahead of them, and up there at 8-3 now. Automatic promotion is very much in his sights, and it's if they can go up and up again, that would be successive promotions. That would be some going. But Drake London's got to be replaced this week. Obviously, that's a bit of a sore one.
But then Ancoats have lost chase this week.
Ancoats Citizens have got, and with the 7 and 4s tucked in right behind them, it's not guaranteed the automatic promotion yet. So they've got to keep going and they've got to keep winning. So having to replace players like that is very difficult.
Stevenson's back this week as well.
Yeah, Stevenson back's going to hurt head. I know everyone seems to think it's Trevion's backfield now, but I don't. They like Stevenson too much. I don't get me wrong. I think he'll get a lot more touches. I think it'll be 50-50, but I think it'll be 50-50. I don't think it's going to be Henderson with Stevenson spotting him. I think it's going to be 50-50. So that's going to hurt Henderson scoring this week. But yeah, it's a great time for Martin's got on a good run now and right at the right time, so flying up that table, and there's so much to play for in the middle there, all the 5s and 6s, 6 and 5s. They're battling it out, and with 3 games to go, it's what you would think 1, 2 out of 3 and you're going to make it.
Let's see, there's about to be a 5 and 6 somewhere. They go Darlington Rams 6 and 5 against the Goonies 5 and 6.
See,
and you've got the pass.
Yeah, huge game, right off the bat. Huge 6 and 5 against 5 and 6. If Sam wins that, he puts him, he knocks out Warner Bay Goonies in the sense of catching him. So it's straight off the bat, massive game. And the Yorkshire, and here's Luke coming up, 6 and 5, and it seems to be Luke's way in the fantasy, isn't it? He loves hovering around that playoff spot. I've never seen him rank bottom, and I've never seen him flying at the top. Every league that I'm in with Luke, he seems to be right there on the play.
Well, that's the thing. He had a run at the end of the season last year and it got me relegated.
Yes, he does tend to. He's one of those players who he tends to find a way. No matter what's happening to his team, he finds a way of winning enough weeks to keep himself involved. And a big game for him against the New Bars and Mashers this week. Obviously, 7-4, 6 and 5. That could really help. Winning there, that's a big one that would help him make the jump into playoffs. The 2, 4 and 7s, you have to think they're kind of out of it now. There's too many teams at 5 and 6 wins that even if they were to win out, I'm not sure that the 7 and 7 might get them in, but certainly the loser's absolutely dead at that point. Martin, it's a big game against the EK Colts. Now, he's just climbed his way up to that 8 and 3, just climbed his way at the top. don't go and blow it the first week you get there. You know, you got to see that home. You got to follow that through, and you got to beat the EK Colts this week in order
I
to
think the EK Colts are the
solidify
highest scoring team.
position. You know, and Waterrock Warriors, they'll be delighted. You know, 6-5 and almost the bye. So it's a big week for them to get that 7th win and move on. And Coach Citizens, well, yeah, after a bad loss to Soaring Flyers and losing their top spot last week, they need to bounce back. And it's one that Solihull Sharks are chasing the playoff spots. They're well in the hunt, so it's a tough one to have, but they're looking like they're favourites to do so.
Yeah. The thing with EK Colts, they're basically the two highest scoring teams playing against each other, which is a massive game.
Yeah, but EK Colts are higher scoring than the Flyers. So if EK Colts beat them, they go above them. You know, so the Soaring Flyers they've got themselves up there to the top, and they could be third next if they lose this game. There's every chance they're going to be third next week. You know, and out of the automatic playoff spot. So that's what happens at this time of year. And even if he does lose it doesn't mean that he's lost the automatic playoff spots. It just means that he's one behind with 2 to play. You know. And it's certainly a massive game when you're up against one of your biggest rivals for that automatic spot at this stage of the season.
Especially after last week's win, that's two of the bigger. He's played the second top and then the third top, or we're top. So yeah, it's a hell of a run in for him. So hopefully the last two should be a bit easier for him. But yeah, good
he's
luck
winning
this week,
them.
guys.
That's the thing, Johnny. He's winning them, you know. So not only is he winning them, but that breeds a confidence for when you play these teams in the playoffs. Well, you look back and you say, "Oh, I beat them 3 weeks ago," you know. So it breeds confidence as well. So Martin's looking very good at the moment, and I'd absolutely fancy him to nail down that automatic promotion spot. And that's and I'll tell you what, see if he gets successive promotions, it will be very interesting to see how he goes next year in the top division.